Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Design. I am back with my Skinny Classic Planner. This is the one that I use for all of my ordering. Now, I don't really do much with the monthly, but who knows, maybe I will. We'll see. But right now, I did this as basic can be. I am using this, and let me show you what I'm using this for. So, I didn't finish all of this, but I did, so you can see I list what's coming in, and then I check it off as I receive it. And I also do some of my meal planning in here because I'm receiving groceries, things I need from Amazon, etc. Or, if I'm going to pick them up. So this is how I do it. And I have really, really enjoyed this. Let me see. I can give you, that one didn't even get redone, but let me see. I'll try to go back to one that's a little bit better. So here's where I would put, some of the things, the meals I'm planning. I'd even split it in the two. So I have really, really, really loved using this. So I kept it simple this week. I have felt very overwhelmed of late. We have had a lot. I'm trying to go down and then back up so you can see everything. So this says beach hair, don't care. So I had to do something for the beach, the summer. And, I did the washi, and then I just did these little boxes on top to put down, probably like, we only do brunch and dinner. That's all we do. So, yeah. And then down here it says, have dinner outside. I thought that was very appropriate. So I keep this very, very simple. This particular planner has kind of evolved. It started off with work. It's been through three different things. But for me right now, it has been invaluable because, things get shipped and then we don't get them, or we don't get the credit back sometimes. And I noticed Amazon's even gotten better. We had something shipped, I couldn't find it. It even said it left it here at our property, and sure enough, I couldn't find it, so I reordered, and the reorder was so much better. I had things in the early days that didn't make it, or they arrived damaged, and so some of the times they say don't send it back, we'll resend it. But when they say send it back, the problem is for me, I have no way of measuring or weighing. I now do. I ordered a scale for mail, but I didn't have a way to send things back because we couldn't go into town. We were quarantined out here. So there's been a lot of how Amazon has evolved. The same thing with like Walmart.com. Not only Walmart curbside or delivery, but you have the other side, Walmart.com, that they will deliver to you. And, whether it goes to the mail or to your property. And we just keep trying to get everything to our property because we still have a hard time getting our mail. And I thought we had worked it out with our post office, but there was a woman who, sorry, my knuckle popped there, who kind of pulled a stinky. And I had to talk to the postmaster, and I just said, hey, and he just said, I'll just bring it to you. And I said, okay. I think that they've had some people get sick, and so now they're nervous. But anyways, this one particular woman has throughout the years been a not very nice person that we have known. There was a whole different crew when we moved here, and they were fantastic. It was all men. They were very professional. They wore their uniforms, and then they were all moved off or cleared out. And I don't know who made that decision, but they spread them out everywhere. And unfortunately, what they replaced our post office with was not a good situation. And I have to honestly say, it's been a rough ride. And we know that people in town have written petitions and all those things, which we have never participated in. But I knew they were not ADA compliant, which meant if you had any kind of special needs, you couldn't get your mail. You couldn't get up the steps to get your mail. And they finally put a ramp, or they allowed the handicap to go to the back and come up the ramp. But the problem is, if I have to go to pay for something, and now I've also had the issue of picking up mail and they not give us everything. So, but this one particular woman, we had worked out a system. For a while we were getting it delivered by our postmaster, and then I went into his supervisor. His supervisor would just put it in the back of my car like a delivery, like curbside. And I was trying to save them having to drive out. And some gal came in. She wouldn't answer the phone for 45 minutes. And because I was driving over to pick it up, and then the first thing out of her mouth, bless her heart, was, "Do your legs not work?" When I asked her if I drove by, if she could put it in the back of our car. And I had to take a deep breath. And that's what I've been telling you. I'll take a deep breath. Before you say anything, take a deep breath and pause. And then come back and say what you need to say in love or be kind or however you feel like you can do it. And, I just wisely tried to explain to her, and she said, "No, I don't feel comfortable with that." And she was treating me as if I were the plague. And we have been well for over a month by the time I called, that day. So, bless her heart, I asked to speak to, the postmaster, and she said, "Well, he won't be back for blah, 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 blah time." And I said, "Oh, okay, so you mean, so yeah, I'll give him a call." And she was like, yeah. So, I think there's a lot of people who blow hot, sometimes vinegar, and they're not reasonable. They do not think about the conversation that's being said. They have something they're predisposed to believe, and it's just wrong. But I think we just have to recognize there are those that you can encourage and speak to and look to for them to do their job. But if they can't, you just got to move on, okay? And you got to go to the next person. You got to go to the next person. And this is something that I've had to teach even our youngest lately because of college. And, but anyway, so I spoke to him. And when I called back, she had the gall to ask me who I was who was calling, which nobody ever does. And, I told her, no problem. So I spoke to him, and he said he already had gotten an earful. And I said, "Well, I want you to know one thing. We are not contagious. We haven't been contagious for a month. We've locked ourselves in for over 2 months now. And we've done this out of respect for everybody else initially, even to the point where we didn't have any groceries. And at that time, we couldn't get groceries delivered." I said, "But we did all of this out of respect for everyone else. We are now fine. You guys are the concern for us because of my immune system. That's why I can't just walk up and get my mail." And he said, "I understand." And I said, "I don't think that woman did. And I don't think she tried to when I tried to explain that." And he goes, "I'll make sure I explain it to her." And I said, "Okay." And I don't think this woman is back there full time. I pray she's not. She was there for many, many years. And, bless her heart. I mean, she's not, at first I thought she was maybe kind of, preferential, let's say, to certain groups of people, because our youngest daughter is of a different ethnicity, and she seemed to systematically always, step by step by step, harass her. And I thought, is this a race issue? What is this? And what I really realize now, she's just mean. God love her. She's just grumpy and mean. And, it's been so bad. She's even treated another young lady who worked in there very badly. And my son even, stopped it and said, "I'm sorry, but she doesn't deserve to have anyone ever talk to her like that, much less in front of a customer." And, my son he was very shy as a child. So to hear him do that, I was very proud of him, because that's like his mama. There's no doubt. His mommy was that way all of his life. And, when we see somebody treating someone else badly, we need to say something. We need to say, "Whoa, stop. Let's all take a breath. And how can we work through this without, verbal injury, essentially? But how can we work through this and come to a more amicable working relationship here?" And I think that is the way we have to be. So, in light of all those things changing right now, and you guys, I've already in the previous videos talked about what's currently going on, and I will not get involved politically in any way. But I will say this. We need to all stop, take a deep breath. Think, how is it that you would want to be treated? And, I can hear every flippant answer right now. I just want you to stop and think, how do you want to be treated? And then treat the other person like that. Do you want to be respected? Do you want somebody to be kind with you? Or do you want them yelling and being rude and cussing at you? Don't do that. Let's all be polite. And those that are in power, that have the power to do certain things or not certain things, be considerate of everybody else, because as bad as days that you might have had, they might have had that bad of a day too. Because I guarantee you, if anybody else had been calling that lady that day, bless her heart, there have been a lot more words that would have been said by 99.999% of John Q. Public. And, yeah, I was polite. I just decided it's not worth it. I was pretty sick, had been pretty sick, and so, and I don't have a problem if somebody is not comfortable, but I think there's better ways to say it than, do your legs not work? That's just awful. So, bless her heart. But, needless to say, keep it simple. So I'm keeping my journals, my planners, everything simple right now. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to ask you to like, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I usually do more. Come on back. I'll have some others you'll see. And leave a comment. And in your comment today, I ask you to leave a comment in how can you bless someone who is being ugly to your face. It happens a lot right now. People are worn out. People in the grocery stores, people in the delivery places, all those people. I mean, I literally talked to a young girl yesterday at Walmart delivery or curbside pickup. And, people that just don't respect the rules. And they're not only not respecting the rules, they're compromising her and her health. And I told her, I said, I've already written in my review that that's not fair, and I'm going to do it again because it happened again to her. I had seen it the week before and then yesterday, and I was just like, doggone it, that is not fair to you, honey. You need to stand up for yourself. And she said, well, it's really a manager thing. And I said, then I will make a point to contact the manager because this is wrong. I've watched it now twice, and you ladies need to be able to say, I'm sorry, please stay in your car, and we will put the groceries in your car or in the trunk or in the bed of your truck, and then you can move them. You can put them however you want to, but I cannot hand them to your hand and have your hand touch my hand. That's just wrong. Or I can't reach in and put them beside your children in the back seat. That puts them at risk. It puts her at risk. And so I told her, I said, you've done a really good job of keeping your head, and you've been keeping your cool. But I honestly think when somebody reaches out like that, that's when you need to get on your phone, because they'll carry a phone. I said, you need to call your manager, and you need to have them come out right then. Or an assistant manager, and they need to tell the customer what was explained on the website. And I told her, I said, you've done a really good job of keeping peace, and I just want to praise you in that. But as somebody who's watched you do it now 2 weeks in a row, no, somebody needs to say something. It's wrong. And she said, I really appreciate that. And I mean, she was just like, I just can't thank you enough. And I said, I appreciate you. For people like me, you are invaluable. I can't have groceries without you. So I just want to say thank you. So what can we do? What can we do to encourage someone else when they're being ugly or being naughty or whatever you want to say? How can we encourage them? Or do we need to step back and talk to a manager? Or, I mean, what can we do? And we don't need to bring the wrath of God down on them through the manager. Nobody should lose their jobs. Nobody should lose their tempers. We should just quietly and calmly express concern. And I think that that's fair. Because there's so many in this world that need somebody else to step up for them. Either they're young or they're desperately needing the job and they can't say no. I mean, on and on and on. So how can we help those? Anyways, leave that in the comments below. Okay, friends, I pray your day is blessed, creative, and lovely. Again, I'm sorry. My card didn't work. All those videos, those hours and hours of videoing. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I did enjoy doing this because it's very simple and very plain and nothing like I've ever done. So it takes everything within me right now to not reach out and grab some stickers and throw it on here because it's so plain. All right, friends. Okay, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And if I didn't say it already, I pray your day's blessed, creative, and lovely. No matter what, stop, take a deep breath, smell those roses. And then know God loves you so very, very much, and so do I. Okay, friends. Love ya. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.